today we're reading Psalm 62 together. Now, this psalm reminds us of the foundation of where we are to build our lives. The situation that David is responding to involves people who have placed way too much value on power and wealth in their lives. They are lying and they are not genuine in their interactions. And so David expresses his frustrations and illuminates the fallacies behind these people's actions. In verses 9 and 10, he writes this: "Common people are as worthless as a puff of wind, and the powerful are not what they appear to be. If you weigh them on the scales, together they are lighter than a breath of air. Don't make your living by extortion or put your hope in stealing. And if your wealth increases, don't make it the center of your life." Lies, wealth, and power, as the world gives, will get a person nowhere, David says. These things are a vapor and a shaky place to build your life. David paints a contrast to this way of life that is anchored in God, and the person's life whose foundation is God. And in verses 5 to 8, we read this: "Let all that I am wait quietly before God, for my hope is in him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will not be shaken. My victory and honor come from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me. O my people, trust in him at all times. Pour out your heart to him, for God is our refuge." David says these things, first of all, as a way to show that you can pour out your heart to God. David was obviously feeling frustrated, feeling a lot of feelings, and he shows that it is okay to to go to God with your frustrations, with your sorrows, and with your doubts. God can take it on. He can handle it. He already knows what's going on in your heart. So pour out everything that you're feeling to God. Now, he also affirms where he knows is the sure and certain place to build his life. God is his rock, his salvation, and his fortress. When you look to money and to power to satisfy those deepest longings within your heart, you build your foundation on shaky ground. But on the other hand, if you trust in God and lean on him to be your salvation and your rock, David writes that you will never be shaken. It's such a simple message, but in our society today that prides themselves on being individualistic, it's such a hard message to take to heart, to lean on God, to trust in him to satisfy everything that you need and everything that you desire. So I'm going to close by reading those verses again today. And I pray that as I do, that we can all prayerfully consider how we might be looking to other things to satisfy, to be our rock and to be our fulfillment. Express your thoughts to God just as David showed, just as David did here today. And then try to figure out with God, what is one thing that you can do today to orient your trust back to God and off of the things that are not, that are shaky, to orient your focus back to God and to get rid of those things and the things that you are trying to build your life on. That's the only way to unshakable ground in life. So let's read together. "Let all that I am wait quietly before God, for my hope is in him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will not be shaken. My victory and honor come from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me. O my people, trust in him at all times. Pour out your heart to him, for God is our refuge."
If these devotional videos are helpful to you, subscribe to our channel and click the notification button so you know when we post a new video. And of course, please share them with others.